We
Let
are
me fix
officially
that tape.
live. All right, well, guys, welcome to the show. Today we are joined by Kirk's Corner, and sorry, we're just having a little premeditated conversation just before the show. Today we are on Series 8 of the WWF Hasbro's. This is the Red Card Series, and this is actually the very first release of 1994. So 94 had four releases, starting with Series 8 and ending with Series 11, of course. And and Kirk, we can get back into the conversation you and I were just having just a second, but I obviously like to give the introduction for today's special, what the show's about, etc. And I kind of said this before, plenty. I've always said that if Series 8 had more figures, if it was more than just six figures of this series release, I feel like Series 8 would probably be the greatest Hasbro release. It's very simple. You have Yokozuna in Series 8, which in my opinion is arguably the greatest Hasbro figure, hands down. I don't think any other figure in the line even comes close. And then you've got the re-released Bret Hart figure. Now, I had Series 4 Bret Hart as a kid, probably the greatest Hasbro figure when I was young. Probably the second greatest figure ever, just behind the Sid Vicious Galoob from childhood. So having the repaint in Series 8 with the pink shirt, I think it's a much more improved color variation. So I put Bret Hart Series 8 as probably the second greatest Hasbro. And the fact that you have the number one and number two greatest Hasbro figures right off the bat in the eighth series, how is this series not the number one best release, right? And then look at us. What else you got? You got Bam Bam Bigelow. You got a re-release of Mr. Perfect. You got an awesome Lex Luger, right? You have a re-release of Undertaker. Okay, Undertaker from Series 4. Again, another one of my all-time favorite figures. And a re-release in Series 8. Darker hair. It comes with an accessory. How? How is Series 8 not the greatest series? But I stick with my argument. Six figures. That's it. That is simply my argument. Six figures. Where I look at Series 3, the series that I argue is the best series is 12 figures. Or you can look back and you can say, okay, here is Series 2 with 15 figures. And you can be like, okay, well, that's why you have more to look at. You have more character selection, more play poses, more accessories, all of that to go into your selection. But man, Series 8 is such a deep and incredible series. And if you are a reseller, every single one of these figures hold value. And I'm not even talking carded figures, I'm talking loose figures. Back in 2021, early 2022, when I was trying to build my original Hasbro collection, every single one of these figures were selling for $60 plus. Today, a Lex Luger, even in good condition, you could probably get an auction somewhere in the 20s, maybe early, early 30s, 31, 32, $33 if you're lucky. But I mean, they were all going for $60 plus easy. But I know that you said back when you were a kid that you did not see a lot of these figures on pegs. You saw Yokozuna constantly, maybe Bam Bam Bigelow, but you were only interested in Bret Hart, and that's a shame because man, imagine what you could have had if you like picked up all of those Yokozunas today, man. That's like one of the hottest commodities, a carded Yokozuna figure.
Can I chirp in?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. First of all, thanks for asking. I like that when you shoot those questions. It gets the thing going. So, yeah. The red card series. I think series one, series two. I saw those in stores. Then they disappeared. Um, two figures of series three I saw at the most random place, and that I've told you before was a good stuff cheap, like a dollar store type store.
Yeah.
That was Texas Tornado and Big Boss Man's version two. And then after that, none until the red card series came out. Then I ended up at KB, I think, to go look for monsters in my pocket, and there was the entire red card series right in front of the store, except Bret Hart. And I did come to get monsters in my pocket, but I went through all the red cards because I was going to end up getting a wrestler instead. but
Yeah.
Bret Hart. But yeah, they had. I remember. I think they had like 6 Yokozunas, if not more, on card in the store that day, and probably 4 to 5 Bam Bams. I think a couple Lex. Um, everybody but Bret Hart. He was the only one who couldn't find Undertaker. I think there were like 4 or 5 of him.
Damn. And you know what? When I finally got my carded Undertaker, that was one of my last figures that I collected. One of my last carded Hasbro figures, because that son of a gun is so darn expensive. MOC. I mean
Yeah.
that guy goes like what, $400 to $600
Yeah, more than
MOC.
that. I sold mine over the holidays to use the money to buy the new WWF arcade, Superstars arcade.
Yeah,
And I sold mine on eBay for $765.
hell of a deal right there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You thinking you might
Of
go back
course,
and
after
repurchase that in the
eBay took their
future, or
fees, of course, after eBay took their fees and everything,
yeah,
I think I ended up with like $600. So they took over
yeah.
100. I think they took like $130, $135 from me off that
That's
sale.
why when I have something that price, if it's at all possible, I try to get on like Facebook Marketplace
Yeah.
or Facebook groups or whatever, and
Mhm.
be like, hey, I've got an Undertaker. I'm wanting to sell it for this price. Are there any takers?
That's what I should have
Hey,
did. I should have jumped on
hey
Facebook
Jack, what's
if I
going on?
still had a Facebook account, and I should have went into Hasbro groups and tried to sell it there first because that was like $150 almost eBay made off of me selling that. It just makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, because even at like, let's say you were selling for 750 and someone came in and they offered you 700. I mean, that's 700 friends and family. That's $700 in your account, and that still saves the buyer $50 from what they would have paid otherwise if they were to buy
I
it from
would
you
have
off
sold it.
eBay.
Yeah, I would have sold it to someone on eBay for 650, seven. Well, maybe a little more because I ended up with only 600 on eBay.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Who's this?
But I do want to
Imagination
say
room.
it's funny
Going on?
because the money I got, even though eBay took that huge cut, it paid all the way but $2 for that arcade. I was only $2 short. I think the arcade was $599 plus tax on
Yeah.
Amazon. I think it came to like let's just say 623. I had like 621 because I had a
Ow.
few bucks left in. But I ended up I got the $2 from someone else. But it's just funny that it was like I sold that to be able to buy the arcade, and I had
Right.
it to the almost to the penny to you know what I mean to do what I was
Yeah.
planning on doing.
Absolutely. Hey, Dax. Good morning, man. Welcome to the show. And that
What's
arcade
what's
game, like I was so excited to get that, to have the WrestleFest, the Superstars. I played that sucker a few times since I've had it. I keep it in my garage.
mm,
And the idea was that my wife and I would jump on that and we'd enjoy the living hell out of it. But like I want to enjoy time with the wife. I want her and I to I want to have her experience the joy that I had as a kid. Walking into a Pizza Hut, with my family and sitting down and the booths, having pizza, getting up and playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or The Simpsons or Mortal Kombat or a WrestleFest, WWF WrestleFest or something. And she just has no interest in that stuff, and it's a shame because it's such a fun game. It's
yeah.
one thing to play against the computer, but it's something completely different to play against a live person. So
Mm. That's why
I
I'm
guess once,
disappointed that they don't let you play online. And I know I hyped it up to you, and I even said to
yeah,
you that you could. I thought you could. That was a huge letdown that you couldn't play online against anybody.
yeah.
For
Hey,
anybody
man,
wondering where
I like
we're at,
the
we're talking
names.
series, the red card series Hasbro's, but we're switching right now into about the new WWE Superstars arcade that came out over the
Yeah,
holidays.
yeah. Hey, welcome, Alec.
Hey guys, if you could just punch that thumbs up button for us, it just takes 2 seconds to do, so you can help Matt out here. That'd be cool.
Abs- Absolutely. So, guys, I do want to jump into today's series review. And of course, the first one, I mean, who else are we going to start off with? But probably one of the greatest wrestlers of probably multiple generations. I mean, this guy spans multiple eras. And we are talking about The Undertaker. And Mark Calloway, shoot. I think he started off in WCW. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was in other territories, but he had like a cup of coffee here in WCW before he was brought to WWF. And we all know, like, he was brought in by Brother Love, right? And I know a lot of people are like, switching him to Paul Bearer, like, was crazy. Like, they prefer him to have stayed with Brother Love, but like, I don't know, man. Maybe because I was so young and I was so used to seeing him with Paul Bearer. I can't ever imagine Undertaker being with any other manager other than Paul Bearer. And it's funny because you see Undertaker nowadays and he's on these podcasts and he is such a fantastic talker, He is awesome on the mic. But as the dead man, he's supposed to have this sort of he's supposed to have this uniqueness to him where he's not supposed to be a talker other than the whole rest in peace, type of, gimmick to him, or, he's not supposed to be a talker. So he needed a manager to do the talking for him. But it's kind of curious, or not, I don't want to say curious, but it's kind of interesting to kind of see him talk in real life and then to see this gimmick where you just don't ever see him talk. Although Suburban Commando,
I'm gonna grab something.
they did him so dirty in that movie. And just like Hulk Hogan said, no wonder you guys never talk.
Yeah,
But I freaking love Suburban Commando, and I know it's a cheesy sci-fi kids movie, but man, Mr. Nanny and Suburban Commando, and basically all of those Hulk Hogan movies.
that's
What
one I've
was
been
it?
looking for. I've been
I
looking
love
for
that
that
stuff.
on VHS.
Which one? I think I have all of them. Well,
Suburban Commando.
oh, you know what? This cloth right here, I finally picked one up on auction probably 6 months ago, 7 months ago, something like that. The cloth accessory, because I've always had customs, right? Or like I would get like a Mattel Jack Pacific or a Mattel, I don't know, something Elite or something. And they're like leather sort of jackets that I would be able to fit on the figure, and they look beautiful, like so much better than this. And then one day I'm on auction. I bought an Undertaker figure and I got the cloth accessory, and it was like 50 or 60 bucks. I won an auction. I'm like, and they were saying it was an original accessory. And I got the accessory. I'm like, this can't possibly be original. It feels just like the cloth that I had as a custom.
Yeah.
But then you actually look at the jacket on here and you kind of combine it to what I bought on auction, and I'm like, wait a minute. It actually does kind of look exactly the same. So I'm like, I may have got a steal of a deal for an original Undertaker cloth accessory with figure.
That's
So
cool.
I thought that was pretty darn insane.
I found this
So
cloth good. I shoved on my Undertaker, and someone cut the bottom, and it almost looks identical. I mean, the sleeves are short and all, but it almost looks identical to that, except it's not long. Like it's not long down here, but because someone trimmed it. So I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
it looks close though, same material and everything. But I just figured since I don't have the cloth and I found this thing, I'll just throw it on there for now.
Zabrowski's like, you dressed up for today. I like that.
Hey, I found some of my old polos from like the late '90s, so I figured I'd put it on. It's a little chilly out and it's comfortable.
Browski, we had to start with Undertaker. I mean, I would have liked to have started with my favorite figure of the series, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of keep these in order as the way that I have them displayed on the wall. So I'm like, you know what? Let's keep it in that way. So
I'll never be. I do regret selling my red card Undertaker, but you even said it's going to be hard to get another. But I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
I mean, I think when it comes to, I mean, I always said like LJNs, Hasbro's, my Gloops, Remco's. I feel like those, even the original San Francisco, I think those are the 5 lines I'll probably never touch. And if I ever had to like really dig deep and start selling off my collections, there are certain figures I just won't touch. I won't touch the Brutus Beefcake Series 3. I won't touch the Series 8 Bret Hart or Series 8 Undertaker. I won't touch the Series 2 Dusty Rhodes. the figures are basically impossible to recapture again, either due to the cost of the figures or due to how difficult they are to track down. So
Yeah.
that right there, I mean, you're a better man than me because, like I said, I wouldn't have the strength to sell that ever.
I wanted that arcade though really bad, and I knew that.
Oh,
I
no
mean,
doubt.
I could have given it a few weeks till I got paid, but I'm impatient. I want shit now, so I knew that that figure would get me what I need. Not many Hasbro's are going to bring you
Yeah.
$600-700. So, and I
I
wasn't
mean,
selling my Series 3 beefcake. That was not
yeah,
happening.
you gotta look at what you value more. I mean, was the arcade game, the stand-up arcade game, more important, or was the action figure more important?
I think
And
the arcade was a better choice long run, though. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and I
I
think
could
more
play it, enjoy it. But this is just a figure in a plastic bubble.
absolutely. And at the end of the day, I think for you, for your intended purposes, it's the best deal for you. So I don't think anyone could possibly ever knock that choice. So,
Right, right.
so what does the book say about the Undertaker? Um, so basically, nothing that we don't already know as collectors and as fans of the line. He could be distinguished
Yeah.
from Series 4 or the Mailway by the dark hair, which we already know. Series 4 has red hair, the Mailway has like a lighter brown hair, and then Series 8 has the really dark black hair. Original Hasbro made trench coat is hard to distinguish from customs. Buyers should be diligent in their research when purchasing a loose coat. And that's what I'm saying. There's a guy on eBay that makes a lot of Hasbro customs, in particularly the trench coat for Undertaker, but he also makes like I don't know, I forgot his eBay handle. I don't buy like Star Wars and stuff like that, and like Marvel accessories stuff like that, but he makes. I think he's called Cape something.
Yeah, I've seen him. He does a lot of Star Wars shit.
I,
Yeah.
I think he's called Cape Master.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's his
Matt,
eBay
I don't mean
handle.
to go off
Cape Master.
subject, but guess who I sold something to a few months ago? And I know this is really random, but it just popped into my head. Do you
What's up?
remember the eBay seller you were complaining about that sells carded WWF Hasbro's for like he lists them for like buy now way higher than what they're worth, and you sent the guy an offer and he denied you or something? He was a dick to
Oh,
you.
at first I was talking about Bobby's Closet, but now I'm
Darth,
thinking about
his
that
name
other
was
dude,
Darth Giant.
Darth, Darth Vader or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Darth Giant. Yeah.
He bought a couple Hasbro's off me a few months ago, and when I saw it, I laughed, man. I was like, oh yeah, here's the guy Matt doesn't like.
And he's probably gonna relist those for like 6 times what he bought them
He
for.
did,
Fucking
he did,
jacket.
he did. It was a loose Ric Flair and a loose Series 3 beefcake. He must have had the shears, so
Yeah.
he listed it with the shears in hand now for like triple what I sold him the figure for. And the Ric Flair, I think he got that for like 15. I think he's got that for 40 or 45.
I mean, that's pretty freaking scummy. Kind again off topic, but
Sorry, I
I
had to
have,
bring it up because I forgot to bring it up to you a couple months ago.
and I've always said whenever I list stuff on eBay, I always list stuff for what they should be selling for, right?
Yeah.
But for so many years, I've always been underselling myself where everyone else on the platform has been overselling stuff like crazy. But I always try to replenish my stock because when people come reach out to me, hey, do you have this? I want to buy something. Do you have that? I want to buy something? And I don't have it on hand. I have nothing to sell them or whatnot. Or somebody can reach out to me on Facebook or whatever. Hey, I want to buy a bundle of figures. Hey, I got these 20 figures I want to buy. And maybe I only have 8 figures I could actually get for them. Well, that's why I like to have a good inventory, right? So where do I go to get the extra inventory? Mercari and eBay. I don't go to toy shows. I don't go to my next door neighbor's, yard sale or anything like that to buy, action figures. I don't go to some estate and buy 20 Hasbros for $1 a piece and
Right.
resell them for $30 a piece. No, I buy them off eBay and I pay eBay prices. And it sucks that if I buy this figure off eBay and I pay $25 and then another $7 shipping and then $5 tax or whatever, and then I resell it for $15, that's unfair to me, right? So So I've been starting to list them for what eBay sellers are charging, or maybe a little bit less. So I had a Big Boss Man Series 3, which is basically a $20, $25, $30 figure. And I had, a custom accessory, but it's an accessory, so it works. I had it up forever, didn't sell. I dropped the price to $25. People are coming in with like offers, $12, maybe a $15 offer here. I'm like, come on, man. This the figure by itself is $20, $25. The accessory, I mean, it adds a few dollars more. I mean, it's a custom, so it's not a whole lot. It's a few dollars extra.
Right.
It's not a $15 figure with accessory. Finally, I see today somebody placed the bid for the reduced price I put on the starting bid, and I'm like, you just gotta kind of hold back and just let someone eventually bid on it. But it's frustrating because like I will take offers. If I list something for $20 and 2 minutes later somebody comes in with an offer of $20, I will most likely accept because I don't want to wait a week for it to sell, right? Or if I list something for 20 and somebody comes in with an offer of 18, like I'll work with somebody. But I just want people to be fair. When they see what everybody else is selling it and they know that the prices are a whole lot more, like, dude, stop trying to rip people off, especially when you know that the person that's selling it knows the value of what they're selling.
Right. Hey, you got a question, Matt, in the chat?
Yeah. Let's see, go here. Not the topic, but you wrote here you got a bad message or something for MRW. I hope the line is not canceled. No. Yeah, I put something on my YouTube community notes yesterday because I didn't want to talk about it specifically, not yet, because I'm still waiting to see what happens if a certain item is released, not from my line, from somebody else's line, and if it is released, I'm going to talk about it because it's pretty freaking scummy, pretty shady, and I don't want to talk about it because again, it hasn't been done yet, and it's going to interfere with my own personal release or my own planned personal release of a certain character. I'm being cryptic for specific reasons because again, I feel like I have a good relationship with said person. And I don't want to interfere with that. And what if I want to collaborate with individual A over here in the future? Again, I don't want to say anything that's going to hurt that person or bring negative lights on that person. But and I've always been very cordial, very respectful, very professional with the way I've discussed things in the past. But when I kind of got that message and they're like, "Yeah, we're bringing in this particular figure in very shortly," I'm like, this is kind of scummy that the second I start talking about this and putting out fillers and stuff, that now after all this time, now you're doing this. But again, I've already said too much. I don't want to go too much into detail.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm back.
I no, man. I don't think it's intentionally against me. It's not like that. Man, I'm hearing my echo now.
You're hearing an echo? Is it still there?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see.
Let me close out and come back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. So, like it's not a anything to hurt me or hurt the line or anything like that. I could already say that much. It's not anything negative against me. It's just it was something that they've been planning for a while. It's just after all this time, the fact that they would wait till I had been bringing it up and planning all this stuff, and I had talked about this last year, and now that we're getting closer to the release date or planned release, and it's just weird, man. Again, because I'm trying to be cryptic, I can't talk about I can't say what I want to say, and I'm confusing myself and I'm confusing my listeners by by not discussing it in full detail. So, I'm frozen. Okay, very good. Yeah, sorry. I had to like kind of flip the camera.
There we go. Damn,
Yeah,
what the
but
hell? Sorry about that. I shouldn't have fouled with my phone a little bit ago. Messed things up.
there you go, man. So I kind of feel like we went off topic with that, but Browski, if it needs to be discussed, man, I will. We'll talk about it, but it just won't be done today. But that's all that message was. It was more for me more than anything else. I just wanted to kind of like save that message for my personal reference. So if I ever had to go back, I could go through my community notes and be like, okay, yeah, here it is on this date at this time. This is approximately when I spoke to the person, and that way I could kind of have reference for myself. But anyways,
All right,
guys,
so
moving on to the
yeah,
next figure, and it is Bam Bam Bigelow. Now, Bam Bam, like I said, if you are a collector or a reseller, this is one of the guys that you gotta basically pick up often enough, especially if he has all of his tattoos on all the arms. Uh, Bam Bam Bigelow with all tattoos, he is roughly a $60 to $75 figure loose, right? If he has pretty decent paint loss on his tattoos, but they're still legible, you can still make them out, you might get them for around $40, $45 maybe. If all the tattoos are gone, or if he has discoloration in the head, because sometimes it looks like his head is made out of resin, or maybe he has like, maybe his head was swapped out, because that happens often enough. His chest might be discolored, his head might be discolored compared to his arms. He's still basically a $30 figure regardless. Bam Bam Bigelow is a very pricey figure. And he's basically just a remake of Typhoon and Earthquake. So, and if you didn't give Yokozuna his own individual body, this basically would have been your Yokozuna figure. So, I'm glad they went the other route and made Yokozuna his own mold.
I did
But
not
Bam Bam,
realize he's got tattoos on his inner wrists as well.
yeah, he does.
I never realized that. Right in the left arm.
But I like Series 8 because what do they do? They give you just the 6 figures released for just this individual series. And to me, I feel like that's what they should do. Just show me what is in that particular series. If I want Series 5, I could buy a Series 5 card and bam, look at all the Series 5 releases. If I want a Series 2, bam, here's a Series 2 card. Here's all the Series 2 figures. This right here, this is perfect. This is, as a collector and as a fan, that is exactly what I want to see. Just the figures from that respective series. So they did this beautifully.
This figure caught my eye so bad, like so good in the store, man, when I saw him. Just such an amazing figure. I think that this is probably one of the best Hasbro's that exists. I
And when
mean,
you flip it
they
around,
went all out for this figure.
yeah, I love the fact that when you flip this figure around, Hasbro, they actually gave him fire on the back of the figure as well.
Yeah.
Unlike LJN, which is a good figure, but the problem with that piece is they just left his back all black. They didn't give him the fire all around, which kind of hurts the value of that piece overall. But
I mean,
but
they could have easily skipped on the back. You know what I mean? They went all out, and it shocks me because they were so far into the series by then.
yeah, Browski, me too, man.
I
95, like
wonder, I do wonder if the reason they did do so well with the red card series, because like I said, I didn't see anything really after series 2, and
yeah.
then these guys popped up in my area. So I'm wondering if Hasbro like said, let's go all out on the red card series, make sure everyone gets them, and try to revitalize the run of the figures because maybe people weren't buying them or something. Because it's just weird how they were so far into the series and they really made every figure in this series was a 10, base a 9, 10, 10 out of 10. I mean, they were all superb figures.
Heck yeah.
I don't think
Bam
I
Bam.
met one person who can deny that the red card series sucked and that figures weren't good. I think everybody can agree that these were probably the best out of the
Okay.
entire run of figures that they did.
That's crazy talk. Anybody that says the red cards were bad figures, that's just insanity. Yeah.
I mean, Yokozuna, I mean, I think everyone likes that the big figure. I mean, he's amazing. You know, I can't wait to get on talking about that figure. That thing is a
Hell yeah.
beast.
With Bam Bam, it's like, you said you were gonna kick me in the face. You
Mr.
calling me a
Change.
liar? Ow. I swear to God, that's gotta be like the best scene in cinematic history, man. I love that.
I
Major
don't think
Pain,
that's
that's one
best.
of those movies where, like, generally, I don't like watching movies I've already seen. Now, if it's a movie I haven't seen in like 20 years or so, I'll go back and I might watch it, especially if it's a movie I enjoyed when I was younger. Like Howard the Duck. Like I think like every 10 years or so, I'll go back and I'll watch Howard the Duck because I love that movie so much. But Major Pain is one of those movies. I call it easy viewing. Like I could watch Major Pain today and come back tomorrow and watch Major Pain again and still enjoy the movie. And David Wayne just did freaking a phenomenal role. Did a phenomenal job in the role. And even though Bam Bam was in the role in the job in the movie, the job he did in that position was fantastic. He was funny as hell.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how short Bam Bam Bigelow is. When you put him in the side by side comparison, I'm like, man, this guy's tiny. I always say though, Bam Bam Bigelow, I don't think I saw him first in wrestling. I think my first interaction or my first glimpse of Bam Bam Bigelow was in the NES WrestleMania game. So I always thought that was really fun. Next up is probably one of my bread and butter, one of my holy grail pieces of this collection, and that is Bret Hart. And it does actually say Bret Hitman Hart on this card, which is pretty fantastic to have a signed pink shirt, Bret Hart.
My stomach.
And my certificate of authenticity that come with it.
Yeah, that thing is awesome, dude. That you have that signed. That I want to get mine signed so bad.
For
This
another one,
figure
here's
is.
another one.
I wanted him so bad as a kid, man.
But this is another one of those figures, loose figure. I mean, this was going for like $125 every single time when you're buying this. 2021, 2022. Today, I don't know if the price has dropped, but I'm assuming it's still going to be in like the $90 to $125 price range for a loose figure. Carded figures are probably what 350 to 500, 350 to $600 for a carded figure.
Yeah, I'd say
So,
that. I think actually they're up there. It can go up there the price with the Undertaker. I think I've seen it for that
insane,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to these prices, like I wasn't paying $500 for these figures. Like I really had to wait till these prices dropped, and to get one that was signed and to pay the price that I paid for it, like I was so freaking excited
What did you pay on
because
that?
uh I want to say 350.
Wow.
I want
Wow.
to say I want to say 350 400 somewhere around there.
Damn, you
Because
gotta
an
see it.
unsigned one was always going for like $500, and I'm like, no, like that's ridiculous. I think $300 for these are ridiculous, but I mean, an autograph, like I said, this is to me, this is money in the bank. If I were to sell that, I could probably double my money if I wanted to, but it's my personal collection. I don't intend to sell it.
Yeah, you could probably get close to $1,000 on that, honestly, dude. You've got this, it's got the COA, it's signed. I've seen them sell unsigned for $600 to $700 on cart.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I paid more, but I don't think so because I wouldn't do that. Like I can't see myself paying, $500+ for a Hasbro. It's my favorite line, but at the end of the day, they're 4-inch pieces of plastic. Like I can look at LJN and be like, okay, these are giant 8-inch pieces of rubber. These are heavy pieces of history. These are heavy pieces of art. I could see the value in paying up for LJNs, but even though these are my favorite toy line ever, these are the figures I grew up with as a kid, right? At the end of the day, they're pieces of plastic, and I just can't imagine shelling out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that, regardless of their history and their nostalgia and their rarity and all of that. That circles behind them. So that's why I'm like, you got to be smart with how you allocate your money towards this stuff
Yeah.
as a collector. So luckily, by buying and selling on eBay, I've been able to, whatever I make off there, I could use my spendable funds to, buy this stuff, which is great. But I mean, it takes time.
We have to
So,
review the ring too. One of these episodes. I don't know what we would because I don't know what we would consider the ring as. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, I would probably put the ring in the last video after Series 11
Yeah.
because, I mean, I could put that with like all the accessories.
Okay.
But we could probably put the ring, the championship. Well, the championship belt would come with the ring. So the belt, the ring, probably the Royal Rumble figures.
Do you have the
We,
SummerSlam ring, the yellow and red one? The
oh,
Green Card Series ring?
the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
I don't, but Mabel Toys is selling one on his eBay right now, and I did bid on it, but that son of a bitch is gonna go for like $1,000.
Dude, Net had one last year, and I wish she would have brought it in her store because I would have given her more. She sold
Yeah,
it on eBay for only a few $100s, and it had the box and everything, unused stickers and all. She even said I took a huge loss, but it is what it is.
she's freaking ridiculous, man. That just made me so damn mad. If she
I
had told me
know.
about
I was
that,
really
I
mad
would have
because
bought
I
that.
told her when I saw her in her store, I said to her, I said, hey, I would have given you way more than that if you would have brought it in the store. She says, yeah, I just wanted to get rid of it. I said, damn.
Hey, Kelvin, Roddy Piper, 1,000,000% every time. And I actually like The Rock more as an actor than I do as a wrestler because I guess I know him more from his acting than I do as because when he was wrestling when I was still actively watching wrestling when I was a kid. Like I think he was still Rocky Mavia or Mavia when I was young.
Yeah, yeah.
Nation Domination. I think mid to late '90s. But
Mm.
when it became the Rock that everybody knows, I mean that was probably what late '90s, like '99 into the early 2000s. At a point where I was already out of wrestling because I stopped watching wrestling probably late '97, early '98. So um, when we look at the Rock that everybody knows today, that's not my Rock. That's not the Rock that I know about. So I mean, and even then, Roddy Piper. I mean, there's very few wrestlers I hold in higher esteem than Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is on my top 10 list of greatest wrestlers of all time, favorite wrestlers of all time. So, yeah, I mean, I would choose Roddy Piper every time. All right, boys. The big one and the greatest one of the line. Yoko
So,
freaking Zuna.
yeah, I'm going to get my loose one.
And I think this one is in a little bit worse. I've had a couple of different Yokozuna carded, and I remember a couple years back, I actually sold one, and I sold one that was in better shape than the one I kept. And I sometimes do that. Like like someone reach out to me on eBay, hey, do you have Yokozuna? Yeah, I've got a couple, and I'll take pictures of the two that I have. Yeah, I want the better one. and I'll give them a price. Like, let's say I'm selling it for sake of argument, let's say I'm selling it for $250, and I'll still give them the price tag of $250, even though I sold them the better one, which sucked because maybe I wanted $250 for this one, maybe I wanted $300 or $350 for the one with the better condition figure. But because I said I'll take $250 for it, I can't go back on my word, right? That makes me look like an asshole. But now I kept the one with the creases, and then sold the one with the perfect condition.
You had
And
two of those on card?
at one point I did.
Wow.
Yeah, so like this one has like, it's not terrible, but it's got like small creases up here. Like this would have been like a 250 card. The one I sold would have been like a 350 card, and I probably sold that one for like 220, 225, 250, something like that.
I got mine at the show a couple years ago for 180.
Yeah,
and it's like mint.
and when I look
No,
at this,
160.
I look at the edges of this, like it's not even perfect.
That
I
looks
look
like
at
a
this.
reseal. Are you sure that's not a reseal?
It probably is.
Oh, okay. The one I have, I'd take it down. It's mint. I don't think there's a single crease in the card at all. And I only got it paid like 160 on it, man. I got a deal and a half on that at the show that I go to.
Yeah, you see, I always make the wrong choices, and I hate myself for it afterwards. Like that, what was it?
You'll just have to
Ludwig,
upgrade. It's all good. That'll just be a
like
placeholder and get another one.
Ludwig Borga. Like I had an original Ludwig Borga, perfect card, perfect seal, and I'm selling it for like $200. Like I wanted like 400 for that one, and I had it
Yeah,
up
I
for months and
remember
months
that.
and months. It had a bunch of watchers, but no takers, right? And I
Yeah.
ended up, so I wanted like 400 for it, 425, something like that, and I ended up selling it for like 200.
Yeah, I
And
remember that because you hit me up.
What does a Ludwig Borga go for?
For,
400 to $500.
yeah.
You
I
cannot buy
remember.
a Ludwig Borga for less than 400.
Yeah. I remember you hit me up. You were trying to sell me it. I would have bought it, but the time I was trying to build up the figures I had as a kid first. If you would have
Yeah,
held out, you could have got the money for me, at least a 450, if you still would have wanted to sell it. I even
yeah,
told you, I think, too, Matt. I said, if you hold that for like a year, I'll buy it off you. I'm just trying to get the figures I had as a kid first.
yeah. And the one that I kept is a Ludwig Borga with original green card and bubble, but the Borga that's inside of it is a custom Borga, and I have an original Borga, but it's a Borga loose. But the Borga that I have in the card is a custom Borga, so that's just a taped up Borga one, so it's not even 100% original.
Why don't you recard it with the original Lucy?
No, because I still want the original loose figures collection as well.
Yeah, I
So
know, but I teached her, and I'd rather have a carded and then the loose after that.
let's see what we got here
Man, he
in
does
the
have
movie.
some heaviness to him, doesn't he?
Oh yeah,
He's not
that's
hollow. He is not. If you guys don't have never held this figure or you don't have one, he's not hollow. You would think he's hollow. I mean, he's got some weight to him.
now when I look at Yokozuna,
It's
the
like a lacrosse
Hasbro,
ball.
I always say when I look at all these figures, and you're looking at like, oh well, this Atom Bomb is 125, $200, or this Purple Crush is $500. I'm like, no.
Right?
When you look at a red Yokozuna and you say, okay, this red Yokozuna is $75. Okay, I say yes. When you hold a red Yokozuna in your hand, I'm like, you feel the value in your hand. That has been my argument since day one. That weight to me always means value.
Oh hell yeah, it
No other
does.
Hasbro to me, has that sort of valuation in terms of weight. So I can stomach paying $75 to $90 for a Series 8 Yokozuna. I could even imagine paying $125 for a green card, a white Yokozuna. But even loose, a white Yokozuna goes for like $250. and we're talking a loose figure here.
I made
And
speaking of that at the show last winter. I had a loose Yoko green card, and the
yeah,
guy was gonna give it to me for $95, and I said, I don't want it to. I didn't put it back, and then I went to the show after that again, hoping it was there. Of course not. I regret that so much, man.
but for a freaking green Yokozuna, I mean 250. That's I mean take a darn red Yokozuna, paint them, repaint them, customize it, call it a day.
Yeah, yeah. But the problem is with that,
Uh,
the green card Yoko, the plastic, you can pick them up because you can tell it's not a red card because the head on the green card, it
yeah,
like the face whitens somewhat. It's not the same flesh tone on the green card Yokozuna at all.
yeah. But what was it? I think the green card Yokozuna was actually my very first carded Hasbro. And I don't think I was even intending to buy Hasbro's carded. It just so happens I just saw a green card Yokozuna. I was just bidding on it, and just by chance I won the auction. I'm like, cool.
Would you
And so
pay
I
on
won
that
it, and so I won a green card Yokozuna. And my green card Yokozuna is 100% mint, 100% original. So from that point forward, that's why I started collecting Hasbro's on the card. And I'm like, damn it. Because at that point, I already had the complete collection loose. And now I'm like, now I got to start them carded. I'm like, well, that's going to suck because that's going to eat up a lot of funds.
How much did you
That,
pay on your green card Yokozuna?
if I recall, I want to say either 225 or 250.
It's not bad.
So if you think that a loose figure goes for 250 and I paid 250 for a carded figure, that was a hell of a buy.
Yeah.
Because a carded Yokozuna green card should have gone for like $400. At least back in 2021, 2022, that should have gone for like $400. Today, the price might have dropped. It might be down to like 200, 250 maybe. But I back then, it should have been like $400+ easy. So. All right, two more figures to look at in this line. Next one up is another repaint, but it is still a fantastic character, and it is Kurt Hennig's Mr. Perfect.
Mr.
Now,
E.
reason I like this figure is when you flip him around, he does have that yellow singlet on the back.
There you
And
go.
for fans who aren't familiar with Hasbro, I see it all the time, especially in like Facebook groups or something, or sometimes people in eBay, they'll be like, here's a Mr. Perfect custom. And I'm like, that drives me nuts. I'm like, guys, it's not a freaking custom. Stop it. Because they'll see the dual singlet and they'll think somebody took a Series 3, repainted it. I'm like, it's not a repaint. I mean, it's not a custom. It is literally a Series 8 repaint. And bam. Again, because when I started collecting at the end of 2021, right? So a lot of my prices are based on 2021 and 2022 pricing. A Series 3 Mr. Perfect around that time, yellow, was going for like $40. A Series 8 blue was going for like $60. So that's always how I envision that these figures were priced. Just like a Series 7 Razor Ramon. I look at a Series 7 Razor Ramon Black as a $40 figure. I look at a Series 10 Purple Razor Ramon as a $60 figure. But today, and pretty much any time I've ever sold a Series 3 yellow Mr. Perfect, I basically get about $15 for it. So I don't know how I've been paying $40 over the years. When I've sold a million Mr. Perfects and a million Mr. Perfect Series 3 yellow, right? And I think the most I've ever gotten was like 20, maybe $25, and it had to be like the most mint thing ever. But literally had like a million Series 3 Perfects, and I get about $15 for it every time. So so that $40 price tag is out the window. Mr. Perfect in blue, this should still be a $40 or a $60 figure, but you got to think about it more in terms of the price going down. So maybe he's hovering around $40, $45 if he's in really good condition. But if you're a reseller or a seller in general, try to get $60 if you have a really good condition one,
Can I
because I
chirp
think
in
this
about
one
Mr.
is well worth it.
Perfect real quick?
Yeah.
One thing I noticed too is I don't understand this. The red card figure, it seems to be cheaper sometimes and easier to find than the, what would it be? Was it Series 3, his first version figure?
Yeah.
The other,
Hmm.
yeah, that figure. I don't know what it is, but I never can find that figure on an American card. It
Oh
seems
yeah,
like
it's
that
always
card
on French
pops up
card.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always see it on a French card. I still need that one on card. The Mr. Perfect in, what's it, a yellow singlet?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I think you're right, because I think a lot of my Series 3 cards are in
In
French
fact,
carding.
I'm gonna grab that real quick so people can see. I know we've already reviewed this version of him, but there's the paint. You've got Series 3, same head sculpt, same body, everything, but you've got all yellow. Then you've got red card series, which is Series 10, yellow on the back. No, all one color, Series 10, multicolored.
You know, it's always insane. And I've noticed it with a ton of figures that I buy. Always on the back of the shoulders and on the back of the neck, there's always like the yellow paint bleed on the Series 3. And I think
Really?
that's a big reason why a lot of the time my figures I can't get more than like 15, $18 for it. Well, $15 really. But
Mine actually looks good.
oh yeah, that's a clean copy right there. That's probably you'd probably get about $25 for that figure if you were to put it on eBay. But
I mean, his
darn
paint's great,
shame.
but he's got some little black marks from someone beating him up and stuff. But other than that, his paint on the Series 3 is pretty good.
Oh man.
My red card though, he's nice besides those marks there. Like he's got the
Absolutely.
Mr. P perfect on the sides. Other side, got one little spot there that'll rub off, but I gotta touch that up right there on his chest.
Nah, it's fine. Shoot, I just leave that be.
Yeah, maybe I will.
All right, guys. So that leaves us with one last character in the series, and this one is probably seeing the most dramatic decrease in value. And we are talking about Lex Luger, the narcissist
Ooh,
Lex Luger. Now, in
I want to
series,
pull mine down.
in what should have been series 12, the orange cards, the what was originally planned as the 1995 release, you would have seen this exact same figure released, but in American color scheme. You know, the Lex Express, right? Mattel Retros, when they came out with, I believe it was Wave 3, if I recall correctly. And if Wave 3, that was Series 13 of Mattel Retros, Mattel Creations, you actually did get the Doink the Clown, and you got, I believe, who else was in there? You got Doink, you got Lex, and I feel like there was someone else that was popular in there that should have been part of that line. But there would have been a repainted Doink that was supposed to be planned for Series 12, and you would have gotten Lex. And when you see those figures, think about Mattel Retros with like John Cena and guys like, and like British Bulldog and Ultimate Warrior. You know, they have their hands open like this, right? And their bodies are kind of like this. It's like their abs are up here, and then their stomach is kind of separated, right? And this is their action feature. But those figures that are like that, they're kind of mimicking this body pose. So their hands are kind of open the same way, sort of.
Dude, did you
So,
see? These are all signed up, man.
oh, are they?
Yeah, to Kirk, Lex Luger, and this one's total package. I don't. Let me see if it shows up. See right there, total package, Lex Luger.
That's freaking awesome, Mike.
So I got two of them on card. I think I might
I know you
sell
met
this
him.
one because I don't need two. This one
Yeah,
has a name on it, to Kirk, so I'll keep this one. I'll probably end up selling this one.
Did you get those signed the same day, or is those different meetups?
Same day. There it is. I took the picture of Lex doing it. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, man, but
No,
sorry.
no, you're good. Could have come out instead of re-releasing Green Card Yokozuna. I actually didn't mind. I mean, from my perspective as an adult, obviously I didn't know about these when I was a kid, but as an adult, I didn't mind the re-release of Yokozuna only for the fact that it's my favorite character in the line, my favorite figure from the line. So, but
Does
I do say that I do enjoy the Series 8 red Yokozuna more than the Series 11 white Yokozuna. So, I mean, there's that. But also, he did have the white, I think, in the 93 Rumble. So that kind of made sense to have that outfit. But but yeah, the All American Lex Luger was planned for the next series. Diesel, Doink the Clown, Bastion Booger, Mabel and Mo. So I mean, there were a lot of characters that were supposed to come out the next series. It just Hasbro lost the contract, and that was it. But I mean, if the line had continued on, let's say to the end of the decade, look at all the amazing characters you probably could have gotten. So it would have been phenomenal. Just disappointing.
Hey
Yeah.
Matt, you sent me one of these. Do you remember before I met Lex so I could get it signed? Do you remember I bought one off you?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, how do you forget that? I bought one of the carded Lexes from you.
Man, I shoot. You remember a lot more than I do, man. I probably don't
In
remember a
fact,
single thing that I sent you.
it was this one right here.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Lex Luger. This is like I said, few years ago. This was like a $60 figure on eBay for a loose figure. Today, like I've had Lex Lugers I've tried to sell, and I put them on auction, and because I don't like doing 99-cent auctions, anytime I've done 99-cent auctions, I always come out failing. Like I will buy something and I'll pay like $15 for it. I'll put on auction, 99-cent auction, like, hey, hopefully I'll get 20 bucks for it. And after eBay fees, maybe I'll get my $15 back. And it'll sell for like $5.50. I'm like, son of a, what a waste.
This
So I
figure,
don't like
dude,
doing that.
is severely underrated, man.
Oh yeah, it's to me, I think it's a great figure. I love all the open hands, right?
And
So,
his head sculpt is, I think, really good for what he looked like at that time. I mean, it's damn good. I mean, you guys got to understand, there is no 3D printers.
but I think it
They,
looks
they
exactly
didn't.
like him. So I mean, I'm
Yeah,
perfectly
yeah, they
content
didn't.
with this
They
one.
weren't 3D printing, getting faces and getting 3D prints off them. They were just hand sculpting these things off of pictures.
Yeah,
I
and
think it came out perfect.
yeah. Now, like I said, guys, for collectors that are looking for Lex Luger, it's not the same value. And I could only talk about my how I sell. I don't know how other people how they sell, but when I was buying this figure a few years ago, it was a $60 figure easy every time. I whenever I had my figure up, I put it up for like 30 bucks, buy it now or whatever, best offer, and it doesn't sell, right? And normally I'll when I do sell it, it'll sell for like 20 bucks, $22. Best offer accepted type of deal. And that just shows you how much the value of this figure has dropped. And it's a shame because that is not a $20 figure. That's got to be at least 35, 40 bucks. I mean, it's one of the it's a red card.
If
Any
you
of these
can
red
get
card
him for
figures are
20
valuable.
bucks, if you can get him for 20 bucks, do it now, because I'm telling you, he's gonna go. If he has dropped in price, which I didn't notice, but I'm taking your word for it, he's
Yeah.
gonna jump back up again, and he should have, especially now that he's in the Hall of Fame. He just got in the Hall of Fame, so I mean, he is worth it, and it's the only figure he got in the whole Hasbro line. He was supposed to get a repaint in the red, white, and blue colors, but he never did.
Yep. And it's nice that he got that Mattel Retro. And I think that's his only Mattel Retro, isn't it? That Wave 3 from Mattel Creations. I think that's his only figure.
I don't recall. I don't recall him getting a little Mattel Retro.
Yeah, he did get his All American figure
Oh
on
yeah,
orange
yeah,
card.
you're right. You're right. He did. Was it the Texas tornado twist thing, or am I wrong on that
Well,
one?
it's the one that's kind of like his body
Oh,
is kind of like,
okay. That
yeah,
British Bulldog has. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, now I know
British
it.
Bulldog.
I don't have that one. You're
I
right.
think that's what it was. The Allied Powers. I think
You're
the
right.
British Bulldog was the other one that was in that color scheme that came
This
in the
figure's
same
definitely
series.
worth buying two of and repainting it in the red, white, and blue. It's so easy to do it. You know what I mean?
And
Like I'm debating grabbing another one of these if I see one locally, just to repaint it in his red, white, and blue colors. Do you
I
happen
mean
to have
it's
any customs?
I mean this isn't exactly like it, but I mean it gives you
Oh,
kind of
there you
like
go.
an idea.
Yeah,
It's sort of an idea of what it would have looked like
yeah.
if it was re-released in
Hell yeah,
Series 12.
yeah, yeah. It's an easy repaint, and it goes good with the narcissist one. So it's definitely worth buying. You can get
So
them for $20. Get them now. I'm telling you, because I don't recall seeing them drop under like 60. And he is a really cool dude. Like compared to what he was like when he before the stroke, he was a complete dick. People said, and you could see it when he would talk. But when I met him, he was so humble, man. He was a really, really good dude. It just sucks because I met him 1 year prior to going into the Hall of Fame. So when he signed my two carded figures, of course I didn't get in the Hall of Fame signed on there because he didn't even know he was getting in the Hall of Fame when I met him. So that
nice.
stuff. But
So I'm just
and
kind of
another
going
thing
through.
too is when he passes away, these figures of him are going to go. I said that with Hogan before Hogan died to everybody, and nobody listened to me, including you. And that shit went.
I still think Hogan knew he was. I think he knew he was sick. And I think he knew his time was almost up.
I told
When people,
everybody years ago, even you, Matt. Can't say I didn't before he died, like a year or more. Get his stuff, buy up all Hogan stuff you can now. You don't have much longer.
because when people were going into his shop and he was seeing autograph series one Hasbro's going for like $1,000, like why was he overcharging that much for a freaking action figure? I think he was intentionally trying to get as much money as possible for his family while he was still alive. So
Well, there
I
was
think I don't think it was random that he died last year. I think he knew he was sick and
there
his
was a
time was
rumor
almost
that he
up.
did. There was a rumor he knew he had cancer for years and he didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, Brazil. I mean, that's kind of like what my feelings was.
But I'm just
Mm,
saying, the reason I'm bringing that up is because, like I said, Lex, his figures are going to skyrocket when he's gone, man.
yeah.
So if you can get this figure for $20, like you said, you've seen them go for, do it. I'm telling you, because you're going to regret it if you want the figure and you wait.
So Mr. Not Mr. Perfect, Lex Luger. He just got inducted this year because I didn't see his
This
name on
past
the
year, this past
last
year,
year.
not this year coming up, this past year, he was in the last Hall of Fame. He was that was inducted. It was him. It was 2025, wasn't it, or the end of 2024?
I don't know. That's the first time I didn't hear about that
You
because I
didn't know he
thought
was
him and
inducted
like
into the Hall of
Elizabeth were
Fame?
like shadow band or something.
No, he was inducted. In fact, he was Diamond Dallas Page did the introduction to the Hall of Fame event on the stage, and he trained Lex was able to stand up.
Oh,
Look it
nice,
up, yeah. But he was inducted in the Hall of Fame last year.
cool. So I wonder now if they're gonna bring actually induct Elizabeth now because I know for a long time that they tried to keep both of them out because of what happened with her overdose and whatnot, and a lot of people were blaming him for part of that. But she's a grown ass woman. I mean, it was very depressing to hear that a woman that young, what was she, 42, I think, die, especially when everyone cared about. I mean, especially all of us that actually grew up watching her. Like we,
Yeah,
we
but
all
that
freaking
Lex
loved
Luger,
Elizabeth.
like I said, that was a different Lex Luger than today. I think that's
Yeah.
why he was able to be inducted. He's very humble now, dude. He's completely a different person.
Mm, that's sad, man. Shoot.
But is that
He was
it
so.
for the red card series?
Oh yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Let me
That's
see my
the.
bat. Let me see how much battery I have because I forgot. Okay, 23%. Forgot to charge my phone.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of going through these notes here, and it
Hey
states,
guys,
you
if
know.
you're in the chat and you haven't clicked the thumbs up button, please do so. It only takes like 2 seconds.
Oh, so this is interesting. Kind of looking through here, like for like Bret Hart, for example. There has been an air card found that had a Series 4 Purple Heart Bret Hart figure on the Series 8 card.
Say that again.
So you know how on the Series 8 it has this thing right here, right? But
What
on the
the logo?
yeah, on the
Yeah,
T-shirt,
the skull logo
but
with wings.
on the Series 4 Bret Hart, he has the pink heart or the purple heart. But apparently, there's been an air card found that has a Series 4 Purple Heart on his T-shirt.
Oh, that's weird. Is there footage of? Is there a photo of that though, or is that guy just saying that?
Um, let's see, page 191. They should have a photo. Aha. See if I can line it up.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I've never heard about that. Huh?
Are you seeing it pretty good?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But look at that. It's the
Um,
exact same. It's the exact same Series 4 Bret Hart, though. Like I thought they were putting it on a Series 8 Bret Hart, but no, it's a Series 4 Bret on a Series 8 card.
that is. Was the red card right the same one in the mail away, or was there anything changed paint wise?
Well, this. Oh, do I have a
No,
custom Bret?
the red card wasn't it. It was the version one. Bret Hart was the mail away, right? But it just was a purple
Yeah,
heart. Yeah, this
yeah. So
figure
that's
wasn't in mail away form. It was the blue card, Bret Hart. The series, what series is that?
well. Well, the original idea. Technically, this was supposed to be the original Mailway. And the original Mailway had like I think stars on the back over here. I think Matt Cardona has the original
Yeah, but
prototype.
also the pad, the elbow pads were supposed to be black.
Yeah, they're black and white. Elbow pad and wrist guards, black and white. But so Series 8 is actually technically the original design for the Mailway. But whatever reason they couldn't get it out fast enough or too complex, whatever, they decided to go back to the Series 4 Bret Hart
Yeah,
and
this figure here was the mail
put
away, but the heart was purple instead of
yeah,
pink.
they put a purple heart on it and put it in the little baggie, and that was your official mail away figure. What was messed up is
Oh,
they actually had the same purple heart inside the actual packaging for a Series 4. So you either got a purple heart or you got a pink heart on the Series 4 packaging. So if you find a loose purple heart, bright heart, it could be a loose Series 4 from the package, or it could be a legitimate baggy mail away figure, but you don't know the difference, right? So it could be a legitimate mail away, but problem is, once it comes out of the baggie, it's nothing more than a Series 4 at that point. You can't call it a mail away anymore. It's only a mail away as long as it's physically inside of that original baggie.
right.
So if you're trying to sell a Purple Heart, Bright Heart for like, $1,000, you're not going to get that money because there's no proof that, hey, this was a legitimate mail away. Because there's no defining characteristics that's going to tell you what's different about it. So when the figure's out of the mail bag, you never know it was the card one mail. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. So that does conclude the Series 8 figures. And at this point, we're pretty much just shooting the shit for the rest of the video. Unless anybody else has anything you guys would like to talk about specifically. Never open it up, guys. I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to open up a baggie. I mean, that's just crazy. But me personally, I'd rather just take a figure like this. If I absolutely needed to have a Purple Heart, I would send it to a customizer, be like, hey, draw me a Purple Heart. Bam, there's my mailway. And for my intended purposes, bam, I have my mailway.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't need $1,000 figure for my collection. That's again, that's insane.
yeah.
Like
I'm never paying it. I'm never getting it.
now, if I woke up tomorrow and I just won a darn $155 million lottery, and I had all the money in the world, and I could afford to do that stuff, I probably still wouldn't do that, man. That's like I said, that's $1,000 for a 4-inch piece of plastic. That's insane. But like if I absolutely had to do it, like my life depended on it, and I just couldn't live without this mailway figure, like okay, fine. But that would be like the only way. Like I would have to win like like $100 million lottery or something. That's the only way I could fathom spending that type of money on something like that.
Right.
Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense economically.
Sorry, I'm just putting stuff away.
Uh, you could do the same show with the LGNs or Galoobs. Hey, Browski, maybe. If you are interested though, last year I individually, obviously not a live show with anyone else, but you could if you go back through my videos, I did a Tuesday show at the end of 2024 going into 2025. So for like 8 months, every single Tuesday, I had a Tuesday show where I looked at every single one of the Hasbros, you know, carded, loose, did a full on review, full on history of the Hasbros. Then I moved on to LJN. So we're talking individual figures. We're talking prototypes. We're talking mailaways. We're talking variants. So those Tuesday shows were full on, you know, thorough videos, and you know they were like individual movies. Like each episode was like an hour and a half long to 2 hours. So like you're gonna need some time set aside to actually watch them. But I did all the Hasbro's. Then I moved on to LJNs again. Every single LJN carded, every single LJN loose. Um, Full on history, full on review of the figures. Then we moved on to prototypes. We looked at and then we had an individual video. Now in the videos themselves, we looked at all the variants, but then I at the end of all the series, we had an individual video where we just looked at nothing but variants. And that was so much fun, right? We looked at all the accessories like rings and belts and anything else produced by that particular company. So, like, if we looked at LJN, we looked at like the 14-inch figure or no, the 16-inch figures. We looked at the wrestling ring box. We looked at the bendies. We looked at the thumb wrestlers. So it was a very thorough show. Uh, LJN, we moved on to Remco's, and after the Remco's, we moved on to Galoob. Galoob was only 2 episodes, series 1 and series 2. I wanted to do a series 3. Unfortunately, the series 3 prototypes that was never released. I never got the figures that I bought back. Like they were supposed to be painted for me and sent back, and I never got them back. I've been waiting on those for like a year and a half or something. It's
I'm
been a
going
long ass
for a
time.
cigarette.
You know, 2 years almost probably. And that's the only reason I never continued that Gloob show. But if you are interested in kind of seeing, you know, those, I highly recommend going and watching those. They were so much fun, and I think anyone that's interested would really enjoy those. Damn, Kirk, I went off on a damn tangent.
No, it's all good, man. I was just putting shit away, and since we're done reviewing the figures, I have a cigarette. But if that's it, then I guess we can close out the stream.
Yeah, man. So Brodsky's like, hey, it's better to have multiple people talk about this stuff. So I know you're mentioning that you wanted to do the WWE superstars, the Mattel superstars,
Yeah,
the little Repco style figures afterwards.
yeah.
I don't know if I mean, how we could technically make this, multiple days, multiple shows. Like maybe Tuesdays we do the WWE Superstars. Maybe Friday we do LJNs or something like that. So I mean, we can spread it apart if we want, but or would that be too many shows in a week?
I mean, we could talk about it, figure it out.
Yeah. But guys, that will be it for now. Nice Irish fella on the door.
Yeah, my mother's decoration, man. She likes to. She's an old lady, likes to decorate all kinds of shit still around the house.
Yeah, I think my wife is up now. Today she's gonna have her last physical therapy session, so that's pretty awesome. I normally go with her to all of her sessions, sit
Yeah.
back and kick back on my phone for like an hour while she's getting her workout in.
I thought you
But
usually go by now. Don't you usually get it done before the show?
no, she goes twice a week, but lately her appointment has been like late in the afternoon, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, man, why do you wait so darn late? Because by the time we finish at like 4 o'clock, everybody's getting off work and everything. And I'm like, like me personally, like when I have doctor's appointments and stuff, I like going early in the morning, like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. But she likes to sleep in and stuff, so she wants to do stuff late in the afternoon. 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, me, I'd rather do stuff earlier and be done with it. That way, I have the rest of the day to do what I want to do, and I don't have to like stop what I'm doing midday to go do doctor stuff. But
Well,
all right,
all right.
guys.
Well, I'm
So
gonna get off here. I'm gonna go give my little squirrel friends out back some peanuts and charge them a food.
yeah, I'm just looking at next week's purple cards.
Is that where
So
we're at? I
yep.
only have like two of those on card. I can't wait to get to the green card series because there's so much money, and I've got not a lot, but a decent amount, I guess, of them on card. So I'm stoked to go over those. I like to pull out the Billy gun on card I have, man. That thing is freaking case fresh.
Yeah. I mean, only three more series, three more videos for Hasbro's. Well,
Hey guys, if
technically,
you have an idea, if I mean, if you think we should preview something else when this Hasbro thing is done, let us know. I mean, I don't, just
well,
tell us.
Browski
I
said,
don't know if anyone's even been interested in this, but let us know. And one other thing I wanted to bring up, I don't know if Borowski's interested. He's a moderator on my channel. Um, he's always in here and he's cool as hell. If you could maybe make him a moderator, Matt, if he wants to be one, so he can, like, if anyone comes in and says some stupid shit, he can remove their comments or even put them in
yeah,
timeout.
yeah, of course. Yeah, but next week, guys, six figures for Purple Card Series 9. Technically, we're only looking at five new characters with Tatanka being a re-release. So we've already seen him in Series 6 blue card, but we're still gonna bring him out. Why? Re-release, right? New card, so new figure. All right, guys.
All right. All right, guys, I'm gonna go watch some VHSs and fix some more tapes and splice some shit and all that stuff. So I'll talk
Yeah.
with y'all.
Hey, BB-8, man, you just tuned in the last
I'm
second,
out.
bud. We're getting ready to hang up.
Yeah, we got. What do we go about an hour today? So
Yeah,
to
about an hour
rewatch
20.
it,
So it's a good show.
you have to rewatch it all. But I'm out of here now. I got like 10% battery. So
Yeah, man. I gotta go
all right,
charge before we leave as well. Take care, man. Talk to you next week. All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to join us tomorrow, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Fly the L night. We'll do another live show. And of course, every Monday, Wednesday, Fly the L night. We also do our 7 p.m. Eastern Time live show. And as always, every Friday, 11 a.m., Kirk's Corner and I have our Hasbro live stream. And as you guys see, right now in 2026, live shows are really all I've got going for me. I don't make any other type of videos anymore. If you have any sort of content, any ideas, you have any type of videos you would like me to make, send me ideas. Right now, I've been really struggling in 2026. I'm at a loss. Like I have nothing going through my brain of ideas for video making. So that's why I'm kind of sticking to live streams, because I don't want to say I'm not motivated. I just don't have anything going through my head as far as new content that I want to make. And well, that's not true. That's a lie. There's a lot of videos I want to make, but the problem is the videos I want to make, there's 1,000 other people talking about the subject matter, and I always wanted to be unique, right? And I don't want to be talking about topics that everyone else is talking about. I want to be able to talk about things that are unique to my channel, and I can't do that if everyone else in their realm talk about the same thing, right? So that's why I'm like, you know what? When I kind of wanted to move away from wrestling, move away from collections, to kind of talk about adult stuff, adult conversations, and real life matters and whatnot in 2026, it just hasn't happened. But live shows, it gives me the opportunity to interact with you guys, the viewers, in real time. So that's been absolutely amazing. You guys are freaking awesome. Having you guys in the chats every week, 3-4 times a week. You guys are really awesome. So as always, I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate having you guys here. So I'm going to tune out here, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. And maybe a video about the Spanish Star toys. Actually, I have those. Let me flip you around a little bit. So I do have a couple of those guys. So I got Hogan and Jake Roberts, and I think that's it, man. Like, I don't have a whole lot. Like, I got Hogan and Roberts carded, and yeah. It's like I only have Warrior and Hogan loose. Like, so I don't have a whole lot as far as individual figures. So, like, there's a Duggan on eBay that I've been watching for like 2 years, but the sale of that is like $250. Like, I think it's gone down, but I don't want to pay that kind of money. Like, I love the figures. I love the fact that the card, but the Duggan is kind of like, he's like falling over like that. I'm like, I want something more pristine condition, especially if you're going to shell out that kind of money, right? So I need Duggan carded. I need Warrior carded, and who else is out there? Is that it? Just 4 characters? Boss Man, yes. There was a Boss Man. Oh my God, Boss Man. That one is probably gonna be like crazy expensive. Yeah. See, there's just so much money. That's why I need my MRW line to like really take off, because hey, it's a company. I hope to turn a profit, because if I don't have to worry about struggle for finances anymore, guess what? I can start actually building my collection again. And it's not just collection wise, obviously bills, living expenses would also be preferable, right? But anyways, guys, great idea, Broski. Maybe I can make a video about that one day, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna end the video here, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.